Hello, my dear. This is Louise Hay, and I want to speak with you about something both tender and true. People often come to me and say, I want to be more peaceful. I want to feel love. I want to live abundantly. And I want to say to you, gently, lovingly, you must first fill your own heart with these qualities before offering them to the world. Because the truth is, you cannot give what you do not already possess. You can't pour from an empty cup. You can't light the way for others if you've forgotten to keep your own inner flame alive. I have seen so many beautiful souls, just like you, striving to be good, kind, loving, but all the while running on empty inside. They try so hard to fix, to give, to make others feel better, all the while neglecting the garden within their own hearts. But peace is not something you chase. Peace is something you allow. Love is not something you demand. Love is something you become. And abundance is not found in effort. It flows naturally when you align with your worth. Have you ever noticed how a candle can light another without losing its own flame? That is what we are here to learn. How to radiate from fullness, not from depletion. Say to yourself softly, I give to myself first. I fill my own heart with peace, with love, with light, and from that fullness, it overflows effortlessly, beautifully, naturally. Let's begin this journey of reprogramming your mind, not by striving, but by remembering. You are already the source. You are already enough. Are you ready to begin, my love? Let's begin here with something gentle but profound. Your subconscious mind is not your enemy. It is not sabotaging you. It is not trying to hurt you. It is simply doing exactly what it has been programmed to do. You see, the subconscious mind is like soft clay. It takes the shape of whatever thoughts are pressed into it most often. It is like rich soil, fertile and ready. It does not care whether you plant weeds or flowers. It will grow whatever seed you offer it. It cannot distinguish between what you want and what you fear. It only knows repetition. It only knows what it is told again and again. People often come to me and say, why does this keep happening to me? And I want to say to you, it's not punishment, it's programming. Most of your thoughts today are not new. They are yesterday's beliefs echoing. They are old records playing over and over, and you've learned to dance to their tune. But my dear, you can change the song. You are not stuck. You are not broken. You are not cursed. You are simply repeating an old rhythm. And rhythms can be rewritten. That's the beauty of the subconscious. It's not fixed, it's flexible, but you must speak to it in its own language. Repetition, emotion, belief. Say to yourself now, I choose thoughts that nourish and support me, because every thought you think is a message to the subconscious, and every message becomes a blueprint for your life. Think of your subconscious as fertile soil. Would you plant thorns and expect roses? Of course not. Yet that's what many of us do. We repeat thoughts of lack, fear, shame, and then wonder why our life doesn't bloom. If you plant love, you grow love. If you plant peace, you grow peace. If you plant I can't, you grow barriers. But if you plant I can, even when it feels uncertain, you begin to grow bridges. It's only a thought, and a thought can be changed. Have you ever noticed how often you say things like, this is too hard, or I'm not good enough, or it never works out for me? These are not harmless phrases. These are seeds. And your subconscious, loyal and literal, begins to grow them. That's why I always say, you are the only thinker in your mind. That means you can choose again. You can choose better. Not perfectly, just more lovingly, more consciously. What if you allowed yourself to say, "It gets to be easy"? What if you whispered, "I am learning," instead of "I always fail"? Can you feel how those new seeds already change your inner landscape? You don't have to believe them fully at first. You just have to be willing. That willingness is water for the seed. That choice is sunlight. Your subconscious listens, always. And the more you speak to it with kindness, the more your life begins to reflect that kindness back to you. It's just a garden, and gardens respond to love. You don't scream at the soil to grow faster. You tend it, you nourish it, you trust the process. And the same is true with your mind. Be patient, be gentle, be consistent. Your life will shift, not through force, but through frequency, through the thoughts you keep coming back to, through the beliefs you choose to water. If your life feels hard right now, please don't blame yourself. You were only planting what you were taught to plant. You were given certain beliefs, often without consent. But now you get to choose. Now you are awake, and in your awareness you are free. You get to say, "No, I will not keep watering this old fear." You get to say, "I plant peace now. I plant love now. I plant joy now." The subconscious mind is a quiet servant. It does not argue. It does not resist. It accepts. So give it something beautiful to accept. Speak affirmations that uplift. Visualize futures that feel good. Repeat, repeat, repeat. Not because you need to be perfect, but because you are reprogramming an entire inner world. I am in the process of positive change. Let that be your truth today. Let that be the seed you plant. Even if you've repeated negativity for decades, it is never too late to grow something new. I have seen people of every age, every background, shift their inner beliefs and watch their lives blossom in ways they never imagined. And don't worry if you slip. Don't worry if old thoughts creep back in. That's part of the process. You are not failing. You are learning. Each time you notice a thought and choose again, you are building a new pathway. Each time you speak love where fear once lived, you are rewriting the script. Say this with me now. I am creating a new mental atmosphere for myself. Say, my subconscious is a powerful ally, and it supports my healing. These are not just comforting ideas. These are statements of power. Your power. The power to decide. The power to replant. The power to love yourself enough to change. Your mind is always listening. Your body is always responding. And your life is always reflecting what you believe you deserve. So believe in your goodness. Believe in your right to peace. Believe in the beauty of what you're growing. You are not a victim. You are a creator. You are not cursed. You are conscious. You are not broken. You are becoming. Now let's turn inward again and talk about something quiet but essential. The energy you hold and how it shapes the world around you. People often say, I want to radiate love, but they carry anger. Or they say, I want peace, but their inner world is a storm. My dear, you become what you give, not just to others, but to yourself. If you carry resentment, fear, or contempt, even unconsciously, that is the fragrance your life begins to take on. But if you nurture peace, if you offer love to yourself first, that love becomes your frequency. It becomes your presence, and people feel it before you even speak a word. Ask yourself softly with no judgment, what am I truly carrying today? Am I holding worry? Am I still replaying yesterday's stress? Am I offering myself kindness? Or am I just pushing through, hoping to feel better someday? Because healing begins in the present. You cannot clean the house while complaining about the dust. You simply start sweeping. You simply begin. Say to yourself, I choose to fill myself with peace, love, and possibility. You don't have to know how to fix everything. You only need to shift your energy. And once your energy begins to change, so does everything around you. Now let's talk about openness, without attachment, because it's one thing to open your heart and another to let life move through it without clutching or controlling. So many of us open, but then quickly grasp. We want the outcome, the answer, the certainty. But real freedom lives in trust. Real joy lives in the in-between. Openness is not passivity. It's power without force. It's the courage to say, I trust life to support me without clinging to outcomes. Think of yourself as a calm river. Water moves. It flows, it adapts. But it doesn't lose itself trying to control the rocks in its path. It just continues, steady and sure. You are like that. You can be soft and strong. You can let go without losing your center. Say to yourself, I allow life to flow through me. I trust the rhythm of my journey. You don't have to grip so tightly. You don't have to prove anything. You don't have to chase or beg or shrink. Openness is about receiving, not about striving. And the moment you stop gripping, you create space for miracles to unfold. You create space for peace. So pause. Let your shoulders drop. Let your breath soften. Let your heart know it is safe to open. It is safe to release. It is safe to trust. Everything I need is already within me. When you live from that truth, life becomes simpler. Not because it's always easy, but because you stop fighting the current. You start floating, and you realize, I am held. And you are, my dear. You are held. You are loved. You are safe, always. Imagine your mind as a sacred home. The doors are wide open, and every thought that walks in leaves behind an energy. Some are soft, kind, and helpful. Others carry noise, fear, or old tension. Now imagine if you never cleaned or tended to this home. What would it feel like to live there? A cluttered mind invites chaos. An organized mind invites flow. You deserve to live in a mind that feels like peace. You deserve a space inside yourself where you can rest, reset, and feel safe. This is not about perfection. It is about care, intentional care, gentle care, loving care. People often say to me, I feel so overwhelmed. There's too much going on inside. And I say to them, you don't have to fix it all at once. You simply begin by pausing. Pause and breathe. One breath is a broom. One breath is a fresh wind through a stuffy room. When you stop and take 3 deep conscious breaths, you are telling your mind, it's okay. We're not in danger anymore. That alone is organizing energy. You see, peace doesn't come from outside. It begins inside. My thoughts are only thoughts, and thoughts can be changed. You can train your mind to serve you, not scare you. You can show your mind what matters most. One of the simplest ways to do this is to list 3 peaceful thoughts each morning. They don't need to be profound. They only need to be true in this moment. For example, I am safe. I am breathing. I am loved. These thoughts become like soft music playing in the background of your day. They guide your steps more gently. Another powerful practice is to list your intentions for peace, love, and possibility. When you write these down, you are not forcing anything to happen. You are planting seeds in your inner garden. And your subconscious, that fertile soil we spoke of, receives these seeds with delight. Say to yourself, today I choose peace. Today I choose softness. Today I allow joy. These are not just wishes. They are instructions for your inner world. I am willing to release the need for struggle, and in that willingness, space opens, clarity enters. When your thoughts, feelings, and intentions are in harmony, something magical happens. It's not loud. It's not dramatic. It's quiet. It's steady. It feels like ease. It feels like you finally came home. You begin to notice that situations resolve more smoothly. People respond to you more softly. You are no longer reacting from a tangled mess of unspoken tension. You are responding from alignment. Alignment is not a mystery. It is a decision you keep returning to. You begin by noticing, what am I thinking? How does it feel? Is this thought helping or hurting? If it's helping, you keep it. If it's hurting, you bless it and gently choose a new one. I now choose to think thoughts that support me. Say it again and again until your mind listens, because it will. The mind is not your enemy. It is your instrument. You are the player, and you get to choose the song. Just like we organize our homes to feel clear and open, we can organize the mind to feel that way too. You can light a candle, close your eyes, and repeat, "This is my sanctuary. I am safe here. My mind is a garden and I tend to it with love." Over time, your inner space begins to reflect those choices. Where once there was noise, now there is quiet. Where once there was confusion, now there is calm. You didn't force it. You chose it. One breath, one thought, one gentle intention at a time. This is what healing truly looks like. It's not always loud or visible. It's often silent, subtle, and deeply sacred. It is in the moment you say, "I deserve to feel peaceful." It is in the moment you choose to forgive a thought that hurt you. It is in the moment you let go of rushing and say, "I trust the timing of my life." These are the organizing forces of peace. These are the rituals that build inner safety. So today, my dear, give yourself the gift of order, but make it loving. Give yourself the gift of peace, but let it be soft. Let your mind become a sanctuary where you are always welcome, where nothing is rushed, where everything is possible, where love is the air you breathe. And remember, you are doing beautifully. Have you ever stopped and really listened to the way you speak to yourself? Not just when everything is going well, but especially when it's not. Sometimes the most unkind words we hear are not from others. They come from inside us. Thoughts like, "I'm not good enough," or "It's always been hard for me," or "I'll never change." These are not just sentences. These are old stories playing on repeat. And they matter because every time you think them, your mind believes you, your body responds, your energy lowers, and your life begins to reflect the very beliefs you didn't even realize you were holding. But here's the miracle. A thought can be changed. You are not bound by the voice in your head. You are not doomed to repeat the same sentences for the rest of your life. The first step is noticing. Awareness is the light that begins to dissolve the darkness. When you catch a harsh thought, don't judge it. Just see it, breathe, and whisper to yourself, "There's another way." You see, most negative self-talk isn't even yours. It was handed to you by parents, teachers, culture, painful experiences. It was absorbed when you were too young to question it, and then it became familiar. But familiar doesn't mean true. Familiar doesn't mean helpful. So when you hear that inner voice say, "I'm not enough," try responding with, "That's an old story. It's not mine anymore." And then say something new. "I deserve peace. I am already enough." These words, said gently, consistently with presence, begin to rewire the mind. They become new pathways, and every time you walk down them, the old ones grow weaker. Imagine your thoughts like trails in a forest. The ones you've walked the most are clear, obvious, automatic. The new ones feel hidden, uncertain, a little overgrown. But if you choose to walk the new path each day with love, the trail becomes easier. Eventually, it becomes the one you take without thinking. I am willing to release old patterns. That willingness is powerful. That willingness changes everything. This is not about lying to yourself. It's about returning to the truth that was buried. You were born enough. You were born worthy. Nothing can take that away. Not your mistakes, not your fears, not your past. And the more you remind yourself of this truth, the more your inner world begins to soften, the more your body begins to relax, the more your outer life starts to shift. You might be wondering, but what if I don't believe it yet? My love, belief grows through repetition, not perfection. You don't need to feel it fully every time. You just need to plant the seed, water it with patience, and let the sunlight of your attention help it bloom. I am learning to love myself more each day. Let that be enough. So here's a practice. Each time you notice a painful thought, pause. Put your hand on your heart. Say to yourself, this is a moment of healing. I choose a kinder voice now. Then replace the old sentence with something soft, something true. I am doing the best I can. I trust my growth. I am worthy of love. You don't have to get it right every time. This is not a test. This is a return. Every time you choose kindness over criticism, you are not only changing your thoughts, you are creating a new emotional climate within. And in this climate, your nervous system calms, your energy clears, your spirit expands. This is not imaginary. This is the real work, the quiet, steady revolution of love. You are not here to bully yourself into becoming better. You are here to remember who you already are. You are here to release what no longer serves. And you are here to write new, beautiful chapters, starting today. So say with me now, I am rewriting my inner story. I choose love. I choose peace. I choose me. And remember, my dear, you are safe to let go. You are safe to begin again. My dear, you matter. Your well-being is important. Your peace is sacred. And your joy is not a luxury. It is a necessity. People often come to me and say, but isn't it selfish to focus so much on myself? And I want to say to you gently, self-care is not selfish. It is self-honoring. You cannot pour from an empty cup. You cannot give light to others if your own flame has burned out. When we neglect ourselves in the name of being good or helpful, we often become resentful, tired, or disconnected. But when we nourish ourselves first, we become overflowing vessels of love. There is a wisdom in nature that reminds us of this truth. The sun rises each morning, not because we demand it, but because it is its nature to shine. The tree drinks deeply from the earth before offering fruit, and you, beautiful soul, must also be filled before you give. You are the only thinker in your mind, and you choose your self-talk. So speak to yourself lovingly. Begin each morning not with worry or rush, but with a pause, a breath, a whisper to your own heart. I refill my heart each morning so I may bless others. Let this be your sacred routine, not another chore, but a quiet ceremony of return. Self-care does not have to be extravagant. It can be a gentle walk, a cup of tea in silence, A moment with your hand on your heart saying, I am here, I matter, I choose love. These small acts build a life. These simple choices send messages to your subconscious. I am safe, I am loved, I am supported. When you care for yourself, your inner world shifts. And when your inner world shifts, your outer world begins to mirror that peace. Have you ever noticed how much more patient, kind, and present you are when you feel cared for? That's not a coincidence. That's alignment. That's the result of tending to your inner well. You don't have to do this perfectly. You only need to do it consistently. Every time you choose to honor yourself, you are not only healing, you are modeling a new way of being for everyone around you. As I change my thoughts, I change my world. This is not theory. This is reality. The world may ask you to hustle, to sacrifice, to overextend, but your soul asks something different. It asks you to come home, to return to the truth that you are worthy of care, that your presence is a gift, that your joy is healing not just for you, but for the collective. The more you choose to nourish yourself, the more energy you have to give, freely, joyfully, without depletion. I give with ease because I have first received. Let that be your new rhythm. Sometimes we confuse self-love with indulgence, but self-love is not about escape. It's about connection. It's about asking, what do I need today? And listening, really listening. Not to the noise of expectation, but to the whisper of your heart. Your heart will always tell you the truth. Your body will always guide you toward balance, but only if you pause long enough to hear. So take this moment now. Put your hands over your heart. Close your eyes. Breathe in and say softly, I give myself permission to be cared for. Say, I am a well of love, and I allow that love to fill me. These are not just comforting words. They are powerful declarations. When you speak them, you activate healing. You calm your nervous system. You open the door to restoration. And once your well is full, you will see how naturally your gifts flow. Your kindness will not be effortful. It will be abundant. Your energy will not feel drained. It will feel renewed. You were not meant to live in burnout. You were not born to serve at the expense of your own spirit. You were born to thrive. And thriving begins with love. Love for yourself first. So tomorrow morning, before the world rushes in, pause. Put one hand on your heart and one on your belly. Breathe and say, this day I begin with love. I begin with me. Then move from that place, from that fullness, and you will see, the more you are filled with peace, the more peace you bring. The more you love yourself, the more love you radiate. You become the very gift you wish to give. You are worthy of your own care. You are allowed to rest. You are allowed to replenish. And in doing so, you rise, not only for yourself, but for all. You are healing. You are receiving. You are remembering. Let's take another gentle step together. Let's walk from the world of surviving into the world of creating. Because you, my dear, were not born just to survive. You were born to thrive, to expand, to imagine new realities into being. But the mind, especially a mind shaped by fear or hardship, can become trapped in survival patterns. It starts asking questions like, will I make it through today? What if something goes wrong? These are not bad questions, but they are limiting. They come from a place of contraction, not creation. Every thought we think is creating our future. That means you have a choice. You can continue rehearsing fear, or you can begin rehearsing love. You can ask, is this thought helping me survive or helping me thrive? There is such power in that question. because it makes you pause. It brings you back to yourself. It opens a door where there once was a wall. The mind in survival mode sees danger where there is none. It assumes the worst. It tightens. But you can speak to that mind gently. You can say, I am safe. I am supported. I am allowed to grow. These are not lies. They are deeper truths. Beneath the noise of fear is the voice of love, always waiting to be heard. When you shift from survival to creation, you are not ignoring reality. You are expanding it. Creative thinking does not mean you never struggle. It means you look at life through the eyes of possibility. You say, even now there is a way forward. Even now there is something beautiful growing. That belief, that willingness is what opens you. It shifts your nervous system from fear to flow, from stress to stillness, from grasping to receiving. I trust the process of life. I am open to the unfolding. These are new affirmations for a new path. You are not your survival story. You are the author of a new chapter. And one of the most powerful ways to begin that chapter is by choosing your intentions clearly, consciously, consistently. The subconscious mind listens. It does not argue. It simply follows the rhythm you give it. So let us give it a rhythm of peace, love, possibility, and truth. Each morning, before you open your phone or speak to the world, speak to your soul. Say these 5 intentions, not just as words, but as seeds. I fuel my mind with peace. Let peace be your nourishment. Let it feed your thoughts, your reactions, your choices. This is not about pretending. It is about choosing again and again to return to what is steady and calm. My heart is filled with love. Not because everything is perfect, but because you are choosing to stay open. Love is not something you wait to feel. It is something you allow, something you become. I allow infinite possibilities into my life. You are not stuck. You are not small. You are not trapped. You are infinite consciousness in a body, and every day is a new canvas. I release what others think. It's not mine to carry. This one is powerful, because so often the weight we feel is not our truth. It's someone else's fear, someone else's expectation. Let it go. I do not need approval to be at peace. Today I choose thoughts that serve my highest good. That's it. That's the key. Not perfect thoughts, not magical thinking. Just thoughts that serve your healing, your peace, your joy. These intentions are not rules. They are invitations. You don't have to do them perfectly. You just have to return. When fear arises, return. When doubt appears, return. When the day gets heavy, return. I am doing the best I can, and that is enough. This is how you reprogram the mind, with kindness, not force, with intention, not pressure, with love, not shame. And slowly, gently, your thoughts begin to change. Your inner atmosphere becomes softer. Your heart feels safer. Your life begins to reflect that. You were never meant to live in constant tension. You were never meant to feel small. You were always meant to grow, to create, to imagine. That is the essence of your being. And the more you live from that essence, the more you discover life is not a punishment. Life is a palette, and you are the artist. So breathe now. Let go of the need to figure it all out. Let yourself be supported. Say to yourself, I am moving from survival to creation. I am becoming who I was always meant to be. You are not behind. You are not late. You are exactly where your healing begins. And that is a beautiful place to be. Keep choosing the thoughts that feel like home. Keep writing your new story with care. Keep filling your mornings with love. You are safe. You are guided. You are more powerful than you know. And always, always remember, life loves you, and so do I.